Got Rory Jennings, the Chelsea fan and broadcaster, here as usual at this time on a Friday, and this is the bit where he starts to get all shady and backing out of the studio on us, because we're going to talk about Monday night football coming up here on the talkSPORT network. We've got Chelsea hosting Newcastle in the Premier League, 8 o'clock kickoff. We will have it for you here on talkSPORT. Rory,
talking of pathetic football clubs, eh?
Oh, comedy club, comedy night on Monday.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not looking forward to this fixture at all. The only reason that I have any sort of optimism is because Newcastle are all over the place as well, aren't they? It really hasn't gone their way. But no, with regard to Chelsea, I just think that we're lacking in so much, and it
Newcastle
all starts with the manager.
Are better form, now.
Yeah, they've already battered us once this season as well.
Yeah,
they've already done that. So I'm worried. I take a draw now, which I think kind of tells you everything that there is to know about the sentiment around Chelsea. The fact that I'm already hoping for a draw just tells you everything that there is to know, doesn't it? I think that we are all over the place. Our season domestically, at least with regard to the league, is over. Right? I don't know what we're competing for in the league. We're not going to go down. We're not going to make it into Europe. I would love to make it into the Europa League, which again gives you an insight into how things have changed. But I would never demonstrate any sort of sneeriness to that competition. I think the Europa League's great, and I'd love Chelsea to qualify for it, but I think it's beyond us.
I feel we keep having this conversation, and it's unfair to have these conversations about managers, but Maurizio Pochettino, I remember you didn't want him at the club at the time. Where do you stand on that now?
I mean, I was correct, wasn't I? I mean, I was completely and utterly correct. It's been a disaster. If you think about how terrible it was last week, we drew with a Brentford team that were massively all over the place, and in the end, we got quite lucky to get a draw. The only good thing that I think came from that day, the only good thing that I believe happened at the G-Tech over in Isleworth Way, is that somehow I think it's over. I think this experiment is over, because I don't think it's possible for Pochettino to come back from that result.
Hold that thought just 1 second. In the Championship, over on talkSPORT 2, Patrick Bamford has just scored for Leeds, so it's currently Sheffield Wednesday 0. And it's Leeds at 1. If you want that commentary, it is over on talkSPORT 2. Swipe across on our app to get that game in the Championship. Coming back to that then, Rory, we were speaking about who replaces Klopp at Liverpool, who replaces Erik ten Hag at Manchester United if he is to, say, lose his job in the summer. What is the remit for the next Chelsea manager?
With regard to Chelsea, I think it's very straightforward. There's only one person for the job. There's literally one man in the world that is right for Chelsea. You're looking. Do you know who I'm? There is one obvious choice.
Is it Zidane?
No. I would love Zidane, but we're not the right vehicle for him now. He's a serial winner who's won, repeated European Cups 3 in a row. We aren't in the market for a manager of that ilk anymore. The man that we desperately need is Jose Mourinho. Jose Mourinho is the right man for Chelsea. But if you're not a Chelsea fan, this will sound wild to you, which is why you're giving me those wild, lunatic eyes. But Jose Mourinho is the right answer for Chelsea.
Tell me why he's the right answer. Why you always preach you should never go back. You have told me that so many times before, now you go back.
Jose Mourinho is the exception to every rule, though. Most managers, most players or managers that have ever had a relationship with Tottenham isn't somebody that I would ever love again. I never stopped loving Jose Mourinho. Jose Mourinho plays by a different set of rules. And if you think about who Chelsea are at the moment, we need healing. We need somebody that can unify the fans. We need somebody that can inspire the players. We need somebody who understands what Chelsea are all about. We need somebody who's got Chelsea DNA in their heart. And that man is Jose Mourinho, the only person that can come into this club now and unite the fans. Like, the disparity between the fans and the players and the owners, everything is all over the place. Jose Mourinho is literally the only man for the job.
I feel like you've just opened a can of worms as we're about to go off air, which is just completely bonkers. I don't know how
Do you see the logic? So because you're looking at me like I've just been diagnosed with insanity, I think Jose Mourinho is the fairly obvious choice for Chelsea fans.
But you've always told me, we've worked together for years, you never go back. You've always said it.
That was an ex-girlfriend chat.
No, you even said that to me. So you never go back to ex-girlfriend, and you should have that. You should have that rule also in life, and we should have it for managers.
But this is desperate times call for desperate measures. And Chelsea are desperate at this moment. Chelsea are desperate. We've got a Tottenham manager in the home dugout at Stamford Bridge. Like, we are losing our identity. We don't know who we are. There is a crisis at Chelsea. There is a culture crisis at Chelsea. We have Mauricio Pochettino in the club, a man who has absolutely no rapport with the fans, a man who has tried not one bit to build any rapport with the fans, a man who has not once ever clapped the Chelsea fans or acknowledged the contribution of Chelsea fans. He's not smiled
either.
He doesn't want to be there. What he has done, though, is praise Tottenham Hotspur. He's told us on the eve of us playing them earlier this season that he wanted to go back there. He seeks out former Tottenham players at every possible opportunity when the referee blows a full-time whistle. If there's a former Tottenham player on the pitch, Pochettino makes a beeline for them. But he wouldn't dream of acknowledging the Chelsea fans.
Oh, dear.
We are a team in crisis, and the only man that can heal this chasm is Jose Mourinho.
Oh, well, Rory Jennings has just launched a grenade on a Friday night as we're about to hand over to the boxing. That's pretty fitting. Monday night football for you here on talkSPORT. 8 o'clock kickoff. It's Chelsea against Newcastle.
On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.